Imagine for a moment you're standing in a place of deep inner calm. It feels as though you've always been able to find this space when you need to. A space where you know your limits, where the boundaries around you, they're strong and clear. And in this place, you also know your boundaries, they're a reflection of your inner strength, your sense of self-worth, and your ability to protect what matters the most to you. Now I wonder, what would it be like to step into a deeper awareness of your own personal space, your limits, your values, and to feel the natural clarity that arises from simply knowing where you stand. Notice how just becoming aware of this awareness brings you a sense of empowerment. Because as you become aware of these invisible lines, it becomes easier to notice when they're being approached. And it's in that moment that you can take a deep breath and just pause. A pause where you feel your power, your groundedness, your ability to say no, if that is what's needed. Or simply to stay still, unshaken. Now imagine, the more you become aware of these boundaries, the more you realise just how natural it is to have them. Like the natural instinct of a tree to spread its roots deep into the earth. Your roots, they're strong, and they support you in knowing exactly where you are and where you begin and end. And the deeper these roots grow, the clearer you understand the subtle signs when someone is pushing, when someone is testing just how far they can go. And isn't it fascinating how the more you trust these signs, the more you can sense the moment when you need to act, when you need to gently but firmly say to yourself, that's enough. And in doing so, you reclaim a piece of your energy, a piece of your peace. And notice how this is easier than it might have seemed before. Because every time you reinforce this, your boundaries, they go stronger and clearer. Like the branches of a tree, they reach higher with each passing season. Effortlessly, you can step into the power of knowing when to say yes and when to say no. In fact, just by thinking of it now, you can already feel the difference. You feel how the very act of standing firm in your own space brings a sense of deep satisfaction. And the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. Just like breathing. When you are in touch with your inner awareness, the subtle signals, the ones went unnoticed, they become clear and obvious, like a soft whisper that guides you. When that whisper tells you someone is testing you, you know, and you can respond swiftly, confidently, and in a way that feels completely right for you, effortlessly. You begin to realize the small things, the little infringements, they don't go unnoticed. No longer will you allow them to pile up. With each tiny infringement, your ability to recognize it and to stand your ground only grows stronger. It's like training a muscle. Each time you choose to say no, when needed, you grow stronger. And each time you do, your sense of control expands. Can you imagine, just for a moment, how powerful it feels to know exactly where your boundaries are? To see when someone crosses them, it becomes so clear to you. And in the blink of an eye, you can make a decision to either reinforce your boundary or gently let go of the situation altogether. It's so easy to do this, because the moment you sense a challenge, you already know what to do. It's as natural as knowing the colour of your eyes, as natural as breathing. And then the next time you face a situation where someone might try to infringe upon your space, it'll feel like a soft inner guidance and knowing. Your response, it'll come effortlessly, as though you've always known how to act in this moment. You'll feel secure and confident in standing your ground, because you're clear on what your boundaries are. You'll notice how this new way of being, it strengthens your sense of self, making you less susceptible to the influence of others, and more deeply connected to your own truth. So most of your boundaries, these invisible lines, they become a part of your energy field. When someone crosses them, they feel it, and you feel it too, and you respond instantly without hesitation, with confidence and certainty. Your boundaries, they become a force, effortlessly and naturally, keeping you in control, helping you to protect yourself, helping you hold on to your peace. As you continue to practice, your boundaries, they become clearer, sharper, more resilient. The more you reinforce them, the more they protect you, and the more you trust your own instincts in the process. You found a deeper sense of truth, and now, from this place, you understand how to preserve your energy, your focus, and your peace, not just for today, but for every day. And as you do this, you might even notice something interesting. Your awareness of your boundaries expands even further. You recognize situations before they happen, before others even know they're testing your limits. You feel it, and you act. And the more you act, the easier it becomes to stay in your power, staying grounded in who you are, and protecting the things that matter the most. And just think, what would it feel like to know that you have this kind of clarity at your disposal? To be able to stand in your truth, to trust that you'll always know how to protect your space, and to know when you do this, you become stronger, more resilient, more deeply rooted in your own sense of self. You begin to realize that boundaries are not walls, but rather they're guidelines, simple, clear, and natural expressions of who you are. Once you recognize them, once you honor them, you find a kind of freedom you might not have imagined before. You start to see each time you reinforce your boundaries, you allow more space for your own peace and happiness. You begin to realize how much strength was always inside you, just waiting to be tapped into, just waiting for you to step into it fully. And as you do, you'll notice how effortlessly you create the space for things that truly matter in your life. So take a moment to feel proud of yourself, for acknowledging this power, for knowing you are in control of your space, and that you'll continue to grow stronger each and every day. As you practice this new awareness of your boundaries, isn't it wonderful to know you have the power, that it's yours, and that with each step your life gets easier, your decisions more confident, and your peace more profound.